Hello, New Style filmmakers. In today's episode, I'm going to go over the must-have shots that you need to get when you're shooting weddings. Stay tuned. All right, welcome back. So today I want to talk about wedding videography, shooting weddings. I've been doing weddings maybe for a little over 10 years. I used to shoot a lot more weddings than I do now. Obviously, pre-COVID, right when COVID hit and the pandemic, a lot of the weddings and live events, obviously they died down for a while. Because I've been shooting weddings for so long, I wanted to give you a list of shots that when you're shooting a wedding, you have to make sure to get. The tricky thing with a wedding or any live event is that, things are happening live. So you gotta make sure that you get, certain shots, and you have to plan ahead of time. Because obviously, especially in a wedding, you don't get a second chance. These things are happening live, so you gotta make sure you do your due diligence and you plan ahead so that you prepare when you're getting, this list of shots and any other shot that you want to get. I recommend to get an agenda, or get a planning for the day. You might get that from the wedding planner, the bride, or somebody I'm pretty sure would have that list, sort of a timeline of the day, X thing is happening at this time, and so on and so forth. Because again, this would help you plan your day. And then also as you're shooting, you can also inquire, keep in touch with the wedding planner or whoever is in charge of the day, just to make sure, okay, this is happening next. Okay, what's happening next? Okay, this is happening here. What is this happening? Again, just so you can plan ahead, because you don't want to be just shooting, not knowing what's happening next, because most likely if you do it that way, and I'm speaking from experience, if you do it that way, you're going to end up missing something. All right, so you want to make sure you get shots of the pre-wedding, shots of the bride and the groom getting ready. That is, putting their makeup on, putting their clothes on. The bride, obviously, you wanna get her getting ready, talking to the bridesmaids, talking to mom. Sometimes they're making a letter or a note, writing the vows. So all that pre-wedding activities, you want to make sure you get that for both the bride and the groom, but definitely for the bride. You got to keep in mind that a wedding is about the bride. The groom, it's important, and you gotta get them. But at the end of the day, I think we know that it is about her. It is her big day. So if you have to favor, if something is happening, and let's say you're shooting the wedding by yourself, prioritize the bride and her stuff. And again, you're still gonna get the groom, but you wanna concentrate on getting her stuff first, making sure you got, all the shots of her, again, getting dressed and doing things like that. Another shot that you want to get is a shot of the wedding dress, maybe just hanging on a hanger, on a closet, or you can hang it on the wall. Just the dress, you want to make sure you get that shot. Another shot you want to make sure to get is shots of the wedding rings. Again, both bride and groom, you want to get the rings. You can sit them nicely you can put them on the bed or on a table, and just get some nice shots from push in, and just a couple of shots of the wedding rings themselves. That's always something that you want to highlight as far as the wedding. And while you're doing that, if you want to also get shots of the shoes, any jewelry that the bride or the groom might be wearing. Also get the groom's tuxedo or his suit. Another shot you want to get is when the bride first puts on the wedding dress. You want to capture that moment when the bridesmaid, her mom, her friends are there, and they see her for the first time, with her dress. That's a big moment that you want to make sure you capture. Another shot you want to capture is shots of the venue, all the venue. So let's say they might be getting makeup and getting dressed at a hotel. You want to capture a shot of the exterior of the place, where you can see the name of the place where this is happening. And same thing with the ceremony and the reception are happening. You want those establishing, exterior shots, again, because you have to think in terms of the future, 5, 10, 20 years from now, when they're looking at their wedding video. These are small details that you may or may not remember, but it's nice for them to have it. So just by looking at the video, oh, remember we got married at this church or this venue. So getting those establishing shots of each of the venues is extremely important. You also want to get shots of the guests coming in, as they're coming in for the ceremony. You want to get those shots, the friends, their parents coming in, sitting down, wide shots of the crowd sitting, at the ceremony, right before, the wedding party. Bridesmaids and groomsmen are coming down the aisle. Obviously, you want to get shots of the bride and the groom coming down the aisle. And again, prioritizing the bride. That shot of the bride walking down the aisle, with dad or whoever's walking her down the aisle. You gotta make sure that's a key moment in the wedding, and you gotta make sure you get that. You also want to get shots of the bridesmaids, the groomsmen coming down the aisle, the flower girls and the little kids bringing the rings and the flowers. These are all shots that you want to make sure you don't mix. You also want to make sure you get the exchange of the rings. When they're at the altar and they're about to exchange rings. That's a key. Again, another key moment in the wedding that you gotta make sure you get. Another very important shot that you have to get is the groom's reaction to seeing the bride walking down the aisle. When he first see her walking down, she's walking down the aisle, and his reaction to seeing her. Again, another key moment. You're gonna get some great reactions. And again, that's something that when they look at it together, they're gonna appreciate you capturing that. Because these are things that they're not even thinking about. But when they see it later, it's a really nice moment for them to have. You also want to capture their vows, obviously, when they're reading their vows to each other. That's another moment that you want to get on camera. That's why miking, the person who's officiating, and or the bride or the groom is very important. I always mic the person who's officiating because I can get good audio from that. I can hear the bride and the groom clearly because he's gonna be in close proximity to them. You also want to get when they say their I do. Again, if you can get close-ups, over the shoulders. It depends on obviously how many cameras you're using to shoot the wedding. If you're doing it solo, you can always have a wide shot, down the aisle, sort of looking at where the wedding is happening, where you have a two shot where you see, bride, groom, and the person officiating in the middle. You can get the I do's that way. Another shot you want to get is obviously the first kiss at the altar. When they say, okay, now your husband and wife, you may kiss the bride. You want to get that first kiss as husband and wife. That's a key moment in the day that you want to make sure you get. Another shot you want to get is people, the guests arriving at the reception. People coming in, getting their seats, just walking into the place. That's again another key moment that you want to make sure you get. First dance between the bride and the groom. Again, another of those moments that you have to make sure you get. It's the first time dancing as husband and wife, and you gotta get that. I always got that on my list as a top shot that I have to get. Obviously, in line with the first dances, you also gotta get the father and daughter, mother and son. Those two, again, key moments that you want to make sure they can remember forever. That's another thing that I always make sure to get. The speeches, another shot that you gotta make sure to get is the speeches, the best man speech and the maid of honor speech. Again, these are things that are gonna be on the agenda. They're gonna be on the schedule. They're gonna happen at a certain time. Make sure you get a copy of the the agenda for the day. The toast, obviously. Somebody's making a toast, usually dad or somebody like that. Again, you want to make sure you can get that. That toast. You want to, not only the person who's making the toast, but also the guests. You want to do a quick pan if you can. Just people, cheers, doing their toast. Another shot that I like to get, it's some behind the scenes of the photo shoot. Usually after the ceremony, the photographer is gonna grab the wedding parties, all the bridesmaids, the groomsmen, and all the family members, and they're gonna do the photo shoots. Sometimes this is done at the same place where the ceremony takes place, sometimes at the place where the reception is taking place, but regardless of which of the two places is happening, you want to make sure you get some behind the scenes video of that, because you're gonna catch some nice moments there. Mom and dad with the bride, the groom and his family, brothers, sisters. Another shot you want to get is when the party's about to get started. When the DJ first turn on the music and everybody's heading to the dance floor and the party's about to get started. You want to catch that moment. Because usually that first song, the dance floor is gonna be crazy. People are gonna be jumping, everybody's gonna be happy, dancing. Another key shot is the cake cutting. When the bride and groom, they're cutting the cake, they're serving the cake to each other, when they're feeding each other the cake. Again, another key part of the day. And this is why this is always on the agenda. The cake cutting is something that it's always gonna be there because it's a big moment in the day. You also want to get shots of the DJ. The DJ or the band. Sometimes they have both, but whichever one they have, you want to get shots of that because that's a big part of the day. That's a big part of the whole event. Who's playing music. Again, be it the DJ or the band or both, you want to make sure you get some shots of that. Also, when you first get to the venue where the reception is taking place, get some shots of the table settings, the candles, plates, the his and her table, which is going to be nicely decorated. It might say his and her, or groom, bride and groom. It might have some distinctive decoration that you'll know which one is their table. I like getting shots of the lights and and the decor on the walls and tables and things like that. Because again, these are nice memories for them to have. If they have another shot I like to get is the bride, the bride and the groom getting into the limo. If they have a limo, some people have a nice sports car or a classic car. Just getting in and out of the car. Again, these are nice shots to get. These are not as important, but it's a nice shot to have. When you're getting that shot of the bride coming down the aisle, you know, when dad is walking her down the aisle, you want to make sure you get that part when dad is handing her off to the groom. You know, that's a key moment when the father gives her away, that you want to make sure to capture. And the last shot that I say you have to get is the, you know, what is called the we did it shot, which is basically the shot of the bride and the groom walking away after the ceremony is done. You know, when everybody's standing up, everybody's looking at them, they're holding hands, you know, walking out, you know, after the ceremony is done. You know, because everybody's happy, people are crying, you know, and they're going off to the reception. All right, guys, that is all for today. Hope you enjoyed this video. You know, again, I would, you know, if you're just getting started in wedding videography, this might be something that might help you, you know, so that you know what shots you gotta make sure to get. Because believe me, you get these shots and you're gonna be good. On the other hand, if you miss any of these shots, that could lead to some issues, you know, with the wedding, you know, people to hire you, you know, because again, they are gonna expect, even though they're not gonna tell you. I've never had anybody tell me these are the things I don't want you to miss. You know, every now and then I'll get a couple of moments that they want to make sure I don't miss. But, you know, they're never going to come to you with a list of things that they want you to make sure to get. They might not even know this list that I just unveiled. So, you know, it is your job to make sure that you're the one who knows what shots you got to make sure to get. So I think, you know, getting this list ahead of time, you know, again, getting with the wedding planner, whoever is in charge of the day, just to keep an eye on the agenda, what's happening next. That's gonna help you big time. All right, everybody, thanks for watching. If you haven't done so, please like and subscribe, and I hope to see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.